I'm Kelsey Bone from the University of Kentucky, and today we are going to talk about tobacco use on college campuses. Most University of Kentucky students will likely hear this sound every day. Although the campus became tobacco-free in 2006, smoking on campus is still a problem that we face. The university rule is that the use of tobacco products on campus is prohibited. In order to inform the students of this rule, the UK administration has put up signs and posts boasting about how UK is a tobacco-free campus and that it is a healthy place to live, work, and learn. Even though the university prides itself on being tobacco-free, this is not entirely true. If you flip through one of the older UK yearbooks, specifically volume 116, you will stumble upon a page with what looks like to be a statue with a cigarette hanging out of its mouth. This statue is none other than of James Patterson, which respectively sits outside of the James Patterson office towers on the north end of the UK campus. There is a small article underneath the photo which explains how UK became tobacco-free and what the students felt about it at that time. Let me just say, no one took kindly to the tobacco ban. Many students and faculty members stormed around the statue of James Patterson on the day that tobacco was banned on campus. These students were here protesting for their rights to use tobacco products on campus. One of the students who were interviewed, named Bobby Moore, said, "I'm not just going to stand idly by while the university tells me that I can't do something because it makes them look better on a national scale." Another student commented, "I understand UK is trying to implement the ban, but I think they are too worried about the school image rather than the students' interests." The day after tobacco was banned on campus, the UK physical plant workers went around campus collecting all the cigarette stands and the old trash cans in order to not give people a place to put their used cigarettes. I could only imagine that for weeks after they did this, the grounds were littered with cigarette butts. Even though this change was for the better, students fought the ban and are still fighting against the ban today. You might be wondering why it's so important to have a tobacco-free campus. Well, the importance is the health of every student and faculty member who regularly stay on campus for prolonged periods of time. The Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment wrote an article that included a photo which shows the impact that secondhand smoke has on people. The photo states that secondhand smoke kills around 50,000 Americans each year. This number could be reduced if UK and other college campuses followed the no tobacco rule.
I'm with Caesar Avila.
Caesar is a student here at the University of Kentucky, and he does not use any tobacco products.
So, are you aware that the University of Kentucky is a tobacco-free campus?
Yes, I am very aware, although I don't think everybody is all the time because I still see people smoking on campus.
I also spoke to Gabrielle Rondina, another student here at the University of Kentucky, and she also does not use tobacco products. I asked Gabrielle this same question, and she also said that she knew the University of Kentucky was a tobacco-free campus. When I asked Gabrielle where she sees the most smokers on campus, she said she sees the most around the Chem Phys building and the art building here on UK.
What are your thoughts whenever you see people smoking around campus?
Well, I personally don't really have an issue with tobacco. Like, I don't smoke it personally, and when I see other people smoking tobacco, I sort of see it as a personal choice. But when it comes to smoking on campus, I do kind of like cringe a little bit and kind of just more so for people who are kind of affected by tobacco, and because I know there's people who don't like it, and then there's people who have like ties to very like maybe not, I don't want to say traumatic, but like they just have an aversion to it. And especially since, you know, we are a tobacco-free campus, it's just kind of like, why are you doing it, sort of thing. Yeah, like I don't really have a personal problem, but again, even I still notice it, and I kind of just, you know, I'm disappointed, you know, that people still do it.
I could tell that Caesar was a little upset at this question, so I decided to veer in a different direction and ask him something concerning the role that UK administration has with a tobacco-free campus.
If you look around, the UK administration has placed signs on chairs and on benches and even on the walking paths that say no smoking, and it boasts about how UK is tobacco-free. So what do you think that UK could do better to help actually eliminate smoking on campus?
Since they put signs up and everything, I mean, it's kind of hard to really, like, you know, do anything besides that. You know, obviously they are enforcing it, but I think what I noticed too was that, you know, one time I saw someone smoking on campus, and there was actually a tour going on for like UK, which is really messed up because, you know, they're just, you know, smoking on campus like that, but nobody really said anything. And I guess that goes for me as well. I think one of the biggest ways that you can really kind of just challenge it is just honestly speaking up about it, because I mean, everybody's just walking around, everybody sees it, and the signs are there, and that person's there. And I mean, obviously, like the administration and all that, I mean, they put the signs up, but they can't be walking around everywhere telling everybody. So I think it kind of goes down to like sort of the students or any person like kind of walking by and noticing it. Like even me, since I'm not really bothered by it, I mean, I don't really like go out of my way to tell them, but you know, since I do acknowledge that, you know, some people are really affected by it, I mean, I think the right thing to do would be to, you know, say something, just, hey, could you cross the street?
Caesar made a valid point here. In retrospect, it should be easy for the student body to chip in and ask their fellow students to just cross the street. But that's not what is happening. Instead, students are shying away from the confrontation, thus making the problem ongoing. My last question for Gabrielle Rondina was concerning the areas that she had mentioned she saw the most smokers in, outside of the Chem Phys building and outside of the art building. I was wondering if, since she saw the most people smoking here, there were any no smoking signs up in these areas. So I asked Gabrielle if she had noticed any, and her response was that she did not remember seeing any signs. I decided to take a walk over to these buildings just to make sure. And she was right. There are no signs up by these buildings that say that UK is a tobacco-free campus. This led me to wonder, is UK really doing all that they can in order to maintain a tobacco-free campus? Glenna Bauer and Dave Ensler wrote a journal article on the research done at a Midwest university regarding the use of tobacco on campuses. The study was composed of 1,743 freshmen and 643 juniors at the university. The findings were that students actually wanted tobacco rules implemented, and that fire safety would be greatly improved with the tobacco limits on campus. Another of their findings was that less students were likely to pick up the habit if there was a rule against using tobacco, meaning that less people would become long-term smokers. So what can the UK administration do to help prevent the use of tobacco on this campus? Well, for starters, they could make sure that there's no smoking signs put up everywhere on campus, such as the Chem Phys building and the Arts building. Secondly, they can implement cops to patrol the campus, specifically places that are known to be tobacco problem areas. And these cops can write up citations to the people that are found smoking in non-smoking zones. And lastly, UK can hold a free seminar for students who want to learn more about the impact of tobacco products. In educating people about the problems that surround the use of tobacco, there's a less likely chance that people will start using tobacco. Even though the benefits of a tobacco ban outweigh the drawbacks, some people still think that banning tobacco use on college campuses is illogical. Christina Mitchell is one of these people. She wrote an article on why banning smoking was illogical. One of her arguments was that most college campuses are in downtown areas, like how UK is in downtown Lexington. She argues that it would be illogical to put a ban on smoking since technically the campus would be a public space. One of Mitchell's biggest arguments was that with a tobacco ban on campus, students will have to wander off of campus to be able to smoke. Some of these spots off campus could potentially be dangerous for the students, and they may have to cross busy streets in order to get off of campus. However, having safe and working streetlights and crosswalks will help with this problem, and there could be designated safe spots for smokers to smoke off of campus. Mitchell's arguments, although they are valid, are outweighed greatly by the benefits of a tobacco-free campus, such as lower maintenance costs, better health for the people on campus, and a more time-managed community. The persistent use of tobacco on campus has become a serious problem, and this problem impacts the health of everyone on campus and the health of the person using the tobacco products. Many students feel like there is more that UK administration can do in order to keep our campus tobacco-free. If they start to implement new ideas and start cracking down on tobacco users, we may someday be able to say that our campus is actually tobacco-free instead of just pretending that it is. Thank you for listening.